Hello, commanders. It is I, Valor. You know, that one guy who, pretty much just disappeared after making a couple videos. I had to deal with a lot of IRL stuff, but I finally have enough time to make some casts again. So, yeah, that's going to be great. So let's go ahead and get into the replay. So, on the bottom left-hand side, we have Wakanda spawning in as the green UEF commander, dropping down eco and getting that research station going. Love it, love it. And in the top right, we have Alpha Hex spawning in as the brown UEF commander, dropping down one air and getting all that eco as well. And the map is Open Palms, if forgot to mention that. So looks like Alpha Hex is gonna go in for an early scout. So hopefully you can get that pretty fast so you can see what he's up against. Wakanda is dropping down a land factory as well. So that's pretty much going to cancel out Alpha Hex's land factory he's got going on. So at this time, it looks like Alpha Hex does have a singular mass extractor more than Wakanda does right now. The scout is out for Alpha Hex. It's going to go right over that. Wakanda's getting that forward radar down. Alpha X is getting a radar down, but it's a lot closer to his base, so it's probably range is probably going to be like about right here, or maybe like right here at most. Wakanda did get AA on his factory, so we'll see how effective that is. Alpha X immediately transitions to bomber, which is a great move, seeing as Wakanda does not have any air to defend. Did go for a little bombing run on that engineer, just isn't enough. He's gonna go for that mass extractor now. And it looks like Wakanda did get that second land factory going. Not building it back, which is a great thing since Alpha Hex does have air. Alpha is going to go ahead and go for that, first expansion and building back since he has nothing to worry about right now. Now, I don't know if Wakanda had forgotten to start his factories, but they're pretty even on units at this time. So I think that's what happened. Looks like Alpha X is going to get that mass extractor. Pretty sure at this time, I think Alpha might be floating a little bit, but he doesn't really have anything to worry about too much because Wakanda isn't being that aggressive. He does end up losing that mass extractor, which hasn't even been 3 minutes, so he took a little bit of a loss on that. Does take out his wasp though, so that's a plus, I guess. Even though, can't really harm anything. I guess for the intel, right? So it looks like Alpha Hex is building up his energy production. And Wakanda did get some AA out. How much useful that's going to be. They get all of his planes in the yellow. I'm going for another bombing run. Did take out the engineer and the factory, so that's a big loss for Wakanda. Completely forgot to mention that. I'm just watching the bombers because they are really cool. Yeah, so that's a big loss for Wakanda. He took a really big loss because now he's down one engineer and the factory cost. Now he has to send his other one to come down here and try to get it back up. He did send his commander to the left, kind of mimicking Alpha Hex and building that factory, knowing for sure he's going to get that one. And I think this is a time where Alpha Hex is just going to start ramping up unit production. So we will see what happens. He's also getting down a forward radar. And Alpha Hex is sending his land troops finally in. What's just going on? Kind of did build another engineer to make up for that tragedy that we saw, that war crime. Wakanda almost has that top left expansion going, so that's pretty good. Alpha X is going for his right. We have a little engagement here in the middle. Let's see what's going on right here. Nothing too much. Just poking each other. But see, now Alpha X, I think, has view up to like right here, so. And he can see all this, what's going on here. He probably knows where his commander's at. We do see some meteors coming out for Alpha X and a bombing run. Really good bombing run. Hitting 4 of those troops. And we do have demolishers coming out for Wakanda. So that is interesting. But see, at this point in the game, you really gotta be asking yourself, what can I do to make up for what happened earlier on Wakanda's side? Alpha X is pretty much just sitting on a throne right now. Yeah, he has really nothing to worry about. He has bombers protecting flanks. He has, just enough troops to put enough pressure on Wakanda to not really do too many moves. Plenty of meteors coming out. Now we see P shields coming out for Alpha Hex and a bombing run. Let's see how bad this will be for Wakanda. Takes out 1 tank, puts the other 2 super low. And Wakanda is getting a land gantry out. Don't know how helpful that will be. Hopefully he needs to start ramping up little unit productions from land factories, because right now he is losing troops left and right, especially from those meteors when he's not paying attention to the micro, or even just walking back in there like that. Another bombing run from Alpha Hex, doing big damage on his troops. I feel like what really set him back was this bottom right expansion when those bombers got the engineer and then took out the land factory. That was a big hit. Does look like Alpha Hex's force in the middle is going to be a lot bigger. He's already taken out one of Wakanda's factory. And yeah, but Alpha Hex just has the unit advantage at this point. He's ramping up production. He's getting more research. He doesn't really have to worry about, getting experimentals, because Wakanda just can't keep up with how many units Alpha Hex is pumping out at this point. Wakanda is pumping out another land factory at his expansion, but there's really nothing he can do about losing his middle base. Yeah, that is just elite bombing run, getting like 3 troops, 3 rockets, I believe they were, and the rest of this is just gonna get completely finished off. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, Alpha X is just swarming him at this point. I don't know if a Fat Boy's gonna do it. Maybe if he has like 2 or 3 of them, but at this point, I don't think there's enough time for him to stall. We'll see how much damage this Fat Boy does do. It's only a matter of time before Wakanda loses his right expansion and all of his core mass extractors. So he's going to be pretty much down to this last stronghold. Let's see how long this lasts. He did already get one of the mass extractors here and the point defense. You got 2 mass extractors. Uh-oh. And the factory he just built. Oh, Lord. He's going to get that second factory as well. And Wakanda control caves. That was really good. Yeah, and these bombers were just going to terrorize this right expansion. So, GG to Wakanda. He fought valiantly against the swarm from the north. And thank you, Alpha Hex, for sending this replay to me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really just think when Alpha Hex used the bombers, especially on that first max extractor, since it was only probably like a minute and a half since he had that, he just took a big loss on it. Not even counting, losing an engineer and the incomplete factory, and then having to build another engineer. So it just really put him back significantly. Anyways, yeah, thank you, Alpha Hex. I appreciate it. I'll be starting to upload cast more, hopefully. I already have a couple recorded, so yeah, should be a great one. Anyway, thank you, Commanders, for watching, and I will see you in the next cast. Thank you.